Now at 10, some families and childcare providers in Joplin feel the financial impact from state subsidy delays 1 year later. And
the city of Arma voted to increase the city's electricity rate by 1.5%. I'm Melissa Alexis, and I'll have the story coming up.
Plus, a look at the trend toward more fatal crashes on Interstate 44.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Missouri is facing a growing crisis in its child care system as delays in state subsidy payments continue to affect both families and providers. This is KOAM News at 10. I'm Dow Quick. Some low-income families rely on those subsidies to afford daycare. However, with payments lagging due to a glitch when the state switched systems last year, many daycare centers have been forced to either raise fees for families or in some cases shut their doors entirely. KOAM's Lonnie Walton has the story.
I have new families starting and the state is not the best about getting them approved.
Addie Vogt is the owner of Treehouse Academy. She says getting funding from the state can be a little hectic sometimes.
A kiddo that started in August and I still haven't, her family hasn't been approved yet. And so the parent has to pay me their full tuition.
Not only that, Vogt says some kids are with her for months before she gets a dime.
I even have a foster kid who I'm not allowed to charge their family anything at all. And they hadn't paid me since April. They eventually back paid all of it.
Carrie Swinford, the owner of Magical Adventures, says she's heard all about the terrors of subsidies. Therefore, she just stays away.
Big nightmare happened where I started hearing that centers all across Missouri were closing down because the state of Missouri was so behind in their payments.
She says she takes individuals on subsidies, just not their money.
I would have to set up a payment with them, maybe offer them some private scholarships.
Both Swinford and Vogt are still hopeful for the future.
I was never worried. I always knew that I'd get paid eventually. I was just always worried about when.
It's a great place to be. We have a lot of fun. The kids learn a lot.
Reporting in Joplin, I'm Lonnie Walton, KOAM News.
Now, we reached out to the Missouri Department of Elementary and Secondary Education. They responded saying they are aware of the situation and they're working to resolve it. Let's check in with meteorologist Lindsay Gaffney now for a first look at the weather.
Well, we're dropping down in temperatures quick tonight, already in the low 40s and our overnight low somewhere in the mid 30s to upper 30s across the area. It is going to be a cool night to start. Clouds are out of here though, and winds are pretty light, so outside of the cooler temperatures, we don't have much else going on. We're starting the morning off in the low 40s and in some areas still upper 30s, so we're going to start off pretty cool, but we warm up quick. By noon, we're already in the 60s again. It's going to be sunny and highs tomorrow, getting into the upper 60s, and that goes for Saturday and Sunday as well. Upper 60s to low 70s by Sunday, increasing clouds. And we also have some shower chances starting as early as Sunday evening, definitely into Monday, and I'll have all those details coming up.
All right, we'll see you soon. Authorities released the names of 2 Carthage residents who died in a crash on I-49 near Jasper. Authorities say the crash happened yesterday afternoon when a driver traveling south on the interstate fell asleep at the wheel, almost coming to a stop. A pickup then rear-ended the vehicle at highway speeds. There were 4 people in the passenger car. 2 were taken to Joplin hospitals and 2 died at the scene. Veronica Azucena Marroquin Chavez and Eric Francisco Vasquez Marroquin. The driver of the pickup was not injured. An increase in the number of fatal crashes on I-44 is drawing concerns from local authorities, especially as roads will soon become busier with the holiday season. Joplin Police Department is just one agency that might respond to a fatal crash on I-44. From January to October of 2022, the JPD responded to just 1 fatal crash on that roadway. In 2023, during that same time frame, they responded to 3. Now in 2024, that number is up to 4. These fatal crash scenes leave a lasting impact on first responders and witnesses alike.
You see a lot of gory scenes and death, destruction a lot of times, and so that can really take a toll mentally.
Authorities say when driving, it's important to put your phone down, slow down, and pay attention. Arma residents and business owners will see an increase in their electric rates. KOAM's Melissa Alexis looks at the reasons behind the rate hike.
I'm not over the moon like
Laura Pryor is a small business owner in Arma, and she's not looking forward to the electricity rate increase. But she's focusing on ways to minimize costs in her business to make up for the electricity rate increase.
to help keep our costs down so that we can compensate with rising costs overall for expenses and energy. We make our as much as we can homemade, such as our chili.
In a 3-to-1 vote by the Arma City Council, they voted to increase Arma's electricity rate by 1.5%. This will go into effect in 2025.
If it had been applied to my bill this month, it would have increased it by $1.24, $1.24 for the 950 kilowatts. So it's not, as you see, a huge increase.
Arma City Clerk Betty Lesson says the money will benefit the Arma community. She says one of the expenses the money will go towards is paying for the repair of the city pool.
This money is not spent on raises. It's not spent on outside frivolous items. This money goes directly to the city and stays here and benefits all of us in the long run.
While Pryor says she doesn't necessarily support an electricity rate increase,
But I'm not against it, and I can understand the reasoning behind it.
she believes the rate increase is necessary for the city to make its payments.
There are more than likely behind the scenes things that the community is not aware of that the city's having to pay for, or that they are needing to cover expense-wise, and so you adjust where you can make that revenue up.
The city clerk encourages community members who have questions about the rate increase to come to the city council and learn more about how it will be used. Reporting in Arma, Melissa Alexis, KOAM News.
The rate's going to increase by 1.5% next March and then by another 1.5% next November. Extreme Power Sports in Webb City stuffs the truck with your donations for our Feed the Four States campaign. That story's coming up. Plus, Wildcat Glades in Joplin hosts a free event veterans could really sink their teeth into.
Since this is your first Get Holiday Ready.
Veterans were invited to Wildcat Glades for a free lunch today. The event, put on by the Newton and McDonald County Veterans Court, was to show appreciation for veterans and their service.
And unfortunately, some are not with their family around the holidays. With the holidays coming up, it's hard on their kids. Some don't make it back. And if nothing else, think of that. It really is important because they're the ones that are here doing it and give up a lot for us.
In addition to the free lunch, people there got to participate in activities such as axe throwing, as you see, and cornhole. Wandered Gardens in Joplin served up its annual Empty Bowls event today. People could come out and for a minimum $25 donation, enjoy a bowl of soup, take home a handcrafted pottery bowl, and help raise money for a good cause. The funds raised through the event help Wandered Garden feed the hungry in the 4 states.
It brings everyone together, and we have so many people that make up this event. We have over 30 clay artists that just make bowls for us all year long, and then they give them to us to sell. We have women who have fabric scraps, and they make all these fun bowl cozies, and they just donate them to us so we can sell them with the bowls.
This was the 12th year for the Empty Bowls event. The Joplin Association for the Blind celebrated a milestone anniversary today. The not-for-profit organization marked its 100th year with its annual chili and soup fundraiser. For $8, people could come in and grab some spaghetti red or vegetable soup. Dessert was also available. The organization provides services for more than 7,000 adults with vision loss in an 80-mile radius. Donations for our annual Feed the Four States program are coming in. Today, Extreme Power Sports in Webb City gathered the donations it's received to deliver to the Crosslines Ministries food pantry in Joplin. Food donated for this event goes a long way toward helping to feed the community.
We find it's a great honor just to be able to be a part of the community and to help out, do our part, and to work with other nonprofits as well.
Extreme Power Sports is one of our Feed the Four States partners. They're going to be collecting food there until December 31st. And if you want to donate to our Feed the Four States campaign, well, it's super easy. You just use this QR code to head over to our website. where we've provided all the information you're going to need on what to donate and where you can drop off donations. You can also donate next Thursday during our Feed the Four States telethon. That's going to be during the 5, 6, and 9 o'clock newscasts. A little later, some Gorilla alumni celebrate the fall 2024 graduates.
And now have a look at your weekend forecast coming up. Well, it is a clear night, but a cool night. Let's go ahead and take a look outside. Indigo Sky Casino and Resort, not a cloud in sight. Winds are pretty light as well, but temperatures are quickly dropping. So although we really don't have any rain or clouds going on in the area or even strong winds tonight, we are going to have a serious drop in temperatures down to mid to upper 30s. And then starting the morning off, already in the 40s, low 40s, but we're quickly warming up all the way to low 60s by noon. And the highs getting into the upper 60s. So it's going to be a quick turnaround as we head into tomorrow. Not to mention winds are going to start to pick up as well, gusting up to 15 to 20 miles per hour, even a little bit past that by about 9 p.m. on Friday. Now, winds will continue to pick up as they shift out of the south both Saturday and Sunday ahead of the front that is going to start to move in Sunday night. Temperatures both days are going to be in the upper 60s, low 70s, and then clouds, of course, increasing on Saturday. Now, let's look at the future track. Starting in the morning, there is a potential that we could see a couple of isolated showers from this, but really those are so light, they probably won't even make it to the surface, at least not until later in the evening on Sunday. You can see by about 11 p.m., the southern part of all of the rain that we're getting is that warm front that's going to be moving in. Now, as that pushes in, we're getting quite a bit of rainfall. Now, this is Sunday night into early Monday morning. By about 8 a.m., we're still getting some heavy rain, especially in the Joplin Metro, Pittsburgh area, but it is starting to clear out briefly because right behind this warm front, we also have a cold front that's now draped across Oklahoma and into Texas. That's going to be moving into the area by early Monday afternoon. Like I said, very quick system. That cold front will be passing. Not a severe threat for the warm front or the cold front. It's moving very quickly and out of the area by about 9 p.m., 8:30, 9 p.m. And then we have a shift in the winds out of the north. So we've got a drop in temperatures as we head into Tuesday. By 2 p.m., winds are out of the north. Temperatures in the low 60s. And then even pushing further into the week, clouds start to move in on Wednesday. Cooler temperatures because we are still winds are out of the north, and we have another low pressure just building up right behind that's bringing in a lot of Arctic air. So we get another drop in temperatures down to the lower 50s, both Wednesday, even upper 40s by Thursday, and then we start to warm up slightly as we head into next weekend. Now, we do have the potential of maybe some freezing rain during that system later in the week. But until then, we're just going to enjoy our regular rain showers. On Sunday, not a lot of accumulation, but Monday, we could see up to 2.5 inches of rain in some areas, specifically north of I-44 and west of I-49. That's where we're going to see our bulk of rain. You can see especially in the central areas, Columbus, Pittsburgh, Joplin, Miami is going to receive the heaviest amount of rainfall on Monday. Then, like I said, those temperatures drop quick. Low 50s, upper 40s for highs, low 30s for lows by midweek next week. So I'm going to enjoy the upper 60s while I can.
Absolutely. Get out and enjoy this beautiful fall weather. It won't last forever.
The next couple of days, heading into the weekend, Saturday, it's going to be great for everyone to be outside.
Loving it. Thanks, Lindsay. If you've noticed orange or yellow bugs that look kind of like ladybugs, well, look closer. Asian lady beetles are heading inside for the winter, and they can be a nuisance. Nicolette Zangara explains how you can even affect their pets.
Asian lady beetles are more active in the spring months, but this is the time of year where they start to move inside to find a warm place to overwinter. If you have curious animals like dogs or cats, they can sniff them into their nasal tract or even eat them, which can cause some issues.
The Animal Care Center says if ingested, these bugs can cause nausea and vomiting. Additionally, they can stick to the animal's mouth and create ulcers, which can lead to an infection. The good news is these are easily treatable.
Don't be spraying their mouth with any chemicals. And this Your veterinarian will advise to come in, they'll clean the beetles out, and if there's ulcerations in there, and that's what usually happens, you'll get ulcerations, then you're going to get a little infection, and so they'll probably tell you how to use a mouth spray to take care of that.
These bugs are persistent this time of year before it gets cold. It's recommended not to squish them as they can release an unpleasant odor and can stain cloth.
The best solution is to vacuum them up, take them outside. If you want to dispose of the bag, that gets rid of the lady beetles. If you want to empty the bag, if you're more of a live and let live person, chances are some of those lady beetles have survived. Just knowing those lady beetles could get inside your house again, and you'd have to go through it again.
If you notice your dog excessively itching its face with its paw or on the ground, they might have some beetles stuck in between their cheek and their teeth. And that's when you want to take your finger and run it through the lining of your dog's mouth to make sure there are no beetles in there. Then you want to schedule a visit to the vet to make sure your furry friends are all clean.
Yeah, stuff you need to know. Still ahead, a couple of local softball standouts signed to play at the collegiate level, and Pitt State football previews its matchup with Northwest Missouri. John Dales has those stories and more up next.
Hey, welcome into sports. I'm John Dales. After National Signing Day yesterday, a couple of local softball players continue that trend into today by committing to play at the next level. We start in Liberal, where Jordan Goodell signs this afternoon to continue her career right here in the 4 states at Crowder College. Goodell has received all-state honors in each of the first 3 high school seasons she's played. As a junior, she was named a first-team all-state pitcher, and she helped lead the Bulldogs to a district championship.
It's always just kind of been home to me. Both my parents went there. That's actually where they met. Mom was playing basketball, Dad was playing baseball, and I've just kind of grown up, and we've always rooted for Crowder, and just going on the visit, I just felt like home, and I'm just excited to be there. Right now Brandy's taken over, and I'm excited to see what it'll bring now.
Over in Frontenac, Maddie Call signs this afternoon to join Mid-America Nazarene University in Olathe, Kansas. She'll play softball there. As a junior, Call received second-team All-State honors and, of course, was a huge part of leading the Raiders to a state championship. But she needed to overcome adversity just to get to this point.
So I had 2 shoulder surgeries back to back, and I actually got cleared the Friday before practice started. And that was my throwing program, so I had to work through it, get my arm back. Coach was really great helping me work through that, but finding my arm back and then just pushing through it mentally was a really tough thing to do. Probably since 10U. I know we've always dreamed of playing the big schools, and that it's just pretty neat to finally get to do it.
Pittsburgh State football plays its regular season finale this Saturday at Northwest Missouri. However, this game feels like much more than just a regular season contest because the Gorillas likely need to win in order to earn a playoff spot.
That was my message to our guys in the locker room after the UCM losses. You're in playoff mode now. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, it's win or go home at this point. So for the last 2 weeks, I mean, there's no hiding that. So that 100%. I mean, I told our guys in the locker room, you're in playoff mode. This is round 1 of the playoffs for us, the way I look at it. I mean, we have to win to get in and keep our season going.
We know that this defense is tough. You know, they only allow 60, 70 yards rushing. First in the MIAA, they're pretty good. We just have to come out and score. We have to hit on what we put in this week.
Missouri Southern men's basketball plays tonight in its home opener and dominates Ozark Christian 109-79. 4 different players finished with double-figure points for Southern: Martin Macinas, Tyreek Jackson, Jamari Lawrence, and Isaiah Atwater. Lions' next game is at Quincy on Saturday. Pitt State men's basketball also in action tonight. Gorillas up in Kansas City taking part in the Bearcat Gorilla Classic. They fall 91-83 to UC Colorado Springs. They're now 1-2 on the season. Jeff Boshy's group back in action tomorrow against William Jewell. That one tips off at 7. Closing things out with pro football, bad news for Chiefs fans. According to NFL Network, Kansas City's place kicker Harrison Butker is expected to miss 3 to 4 weeks and get placed on injured reserve. He's dealing with a left knee injury. Reports indicate that the Chiefs will sign Spencer Schrader off the Jets' practice squad. I mentioned earlier Frontenac High School softball. They're coming off a state championship last year. Tomorrow, they're holding a ceremony to unveil their state championship rings that the whole team's going to get.
That'll be fun, reasonably proud, and certainly a memorable experience for everybody, I'm sure. We'll be right back. Pitt State's December grads celebrate the final weeks of their college journey at tonight's Gorilla Grad Bash. It's hosted by the University Alumni and Constituent Relations. Fall 2024 graduates enjoyed street tacos, games, prizes, and a champagne toast at the Plaster Center. The first 100 attendees received a free Once a Gorilla, Always a Gorilla t-shirt. The grads we spoke with reflected on their college experience.
Aside from getting the opportunity to meet with exceptional faculty and make some genuine connections, I was really thankful for all the travel opportunities I got to have, especially in my department. It was a really great opportunity to be over here in Pittsburgh, Kansas, to be able to go to Vegas, to go to Philadelphia.
December commencement ceremonies take place on Friday, December 13th. Our early congrats to the grads. Weather looking nice for the next couple of days.
It is upper 60s, sunny skies. Clouds start to roll in on Saturday. Winds pick up as well. And then we've got a couple of rounds of rain Sunday night and Monday.
And we need the rain. Final sports note.
Big night for high school football tomorrow. It's the first week of the playoffs in Oklahoma. In Kansas, they're already in the state quarterfinals, and then in Missouri, district championships.
Wow, be a busy night for the sports team.
Yes, it will.
Thanks for joining us. Don't forget the morning show starts at 5 a.m. and let's make it a great tomorrow.